The City of Murfreesboro Solid Waste Department is located at 4765 Florence Road within the city's Public Works facility. The office hours are 6 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, except when on a holiday schedule. The Murfreesboro Solid Waste Department is responsible for collecting your garbage and yard waste. The department director is Joey Smith.
Our department has been tasked with picking up the garbage, the limbs and brush for the City of Murfreesboro. And the City of Murfreesboro has grown since I started with the city in 2001. We've gone from over 60,000 residents to over 110,000 residents. So we have had, I would say, phenomenal growth rate in the last 12, 13 years now. And our job from the Solid Waste Department is really just to be picking up. In fact, one of our guys are always talking about that their job is picking up, and it doesn't matter whether it be the garbage or the brush. Last year, for the year 2012, we picked up a little over 33,000 tons of garbage, and we diverted a little over 28,000 tons of yard waste. Our major focus is on diversion. And when you look at the diversion that we are doing now just through our yard waste program and picking up the limbs and brush and the grass clippings and things like that, and we go through in our mulching program, which is located at 4765 Florence Road, and where we have our tub grinder. Everybody laughs, but it's a Hogzilla tub grinder, and we just call it the Hog. And what we do with the mulch is that we have mulch that's available for the general public for free year-round. When we ship it off, it's actually used as a biomass burn energy, so it's a diversion rate, so it helps on the decrease in foreign dependence on oil. Our tub grinder, it's gone through the Good Friday tornado. It's gone through the straight line winds in 2011. It went through the floods in 2010. So last year was the first time that we had not gone over 30,000 tons of yard waste and material like that. And we were very fortunate, and Lord knows that we were very thankful last year that we didn't have a storm event like we've had the last 3 years. But because of the equipment that we have, that we're actually some of the ones that have to get out there to help clean the roads so that the first responders can get there. So we have like interlocal agreements with Rutherford County and some of the other counties in case, disaster strike, which it's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. So we have all those in, and in the departments that we have, we work well. The EOC, when we sit down, we all sort of know what we're going to be doing and what our main focus is and where we're going to have to be, so that we can get in there and move. Because one of the biggest things that I think that people learned in the Good Friday tornado is that the quicker you move, the faster you get things going back and try to get back as normal as possible. And it's a lot of work, and it takes a community effort, and it also takes a lot of departmental effort, and it's backing from everybody else just pulling together to get the job done. As far as garbage collection is concerned, we pick up the garbage with automated side loaders, and we also use a section we use 4 20-yard rear loaders to pick up certain areas, especially in the older part of the city, around the alleys, around the square, and things like that, because a city that was built back in the 1850s is not conducive for automated side loader pickup. And one of the big things that that's really been very helpful here since I've gotten in here, because working with the planning department, I'm now on their on-call because they do think that garbage collection and brush pickup is a vital service, and so they're looking at how we collect garbage, how we move through, and what is the impact of on-street parking. How does that impact our collection? Just a lot of different things like that we work with, just behind the scenes with the planning department on different what this plot's going to do, or how we're going to be able to collect this, and things like that. So we're actually able to put an active input into it. For new move-ins, call our department at 893-3681 if it's a new resident. We'll ask you your phone number, we'll ask you your name, your address. We'll also ask, we'll tell you your day of service, what to expect as far as the collection frequency, and some of the other things that we do. And then we'll also go in, how to place your cart out at the street. We always ask that the serial number and the lift bars at the very front facing the street, the handle and the wheels are facing the house. And people ask, well, the reason why do you want to do that? Well, if you think about your garbage can and the lid, and when you come in with your arm to pick up the garbage and he picks it up, and the wheels and the handles are facing the house, it comes up, it lifts, the lid folds out like this, and he's able to drop it down. But when you have it backwards and you come in and the lid is closed, it comes up, it acts almost like a backstop, and when there's anything that's loose in there or something like that, it comes up, and when he lifts it back out, it catches on the lid, and we can toss stuff about 5 or 6, even 10 feet, depending on what's in there, but just because of the gravity principle. And that's one of the reasons why we ask that those carts are placed in a specific way. Everybody should place their garbage out at or before 7 or the night before, and they should remember to please bring your cart in the day of your service before that night. It just makes the streets look a lot better if the garbage can is returned back to the home at the end of the day. If a guard is split or something like that, it's damaged, give us a call. We fix the wheels, we fix the lift bars, we fix the lids. One of the things that our guys are very good about is if a lid does come off, they didn't take it or intentionally do it, it's just a natural way of things happen. They generally will write it down, but to make sure, they put it on their route sheet and we do a work order. We'll go out and look at it, and if it's something that we need to get replaced, we'll replace the cart. If we actually happen to have a holiday, and it is a little bit different the way that the city of Murfreesboro does holidays than other cities, but if we happen to have a holiday that falls on a Monday, or Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday, we move them back one day. If you happen to be a garbage service collection day of Thursday and Friday, Thanksgiving of every year, Thursday is moved to Wednesday. Friday does not change. If we happen to have a holiday that falls on a Saturday, we move Friday to Thursday, Thursday to Wednesday. So it does change a little bit in those time frames. One of the things that a lot of people don't realize in the solid waste industry, it is a two-way street. We depend on the residents to put their garbage out on time, as they depend on us to be there on time. So it's really a two-way street in how that our department works. And not only does our department most people just think that we're the garbage department. We pick up garbage, from all the city residents stuff, but we also do a lot of the special events that are coming up, such as the Uncle Dave Macon Days, and we also do Jazz Fest. Not only that, but we also work behind the scenes during the big city events, whether it be Spring Fling or things like that. And we work closely with other departments, whether it be Urban Environmental, the Street Department, Water and Sewer, just doing different special events or special things or special needs that they have, such as if they have a dangerous tree that has to be cut down, because we do have the equipment. It's a lot easier, instead of them cutting and tying up a street where they're trying to chip it up and do all that. We can actually come in and pick up a tree in an hour or so, where it'd take them almost 3 or 4 hours or longer just to try to chip it up and get it to a shape where they could actually put it through their chipper. The other thing that we do a lot, we work real closely with John Callow in the housing department, where if he has a house that's going to be taken down for like a HUD or whatever, and they're going to do a revitalization of the neighborhood, we're actually able to go ahead and take that and tear that house down, and he's actually able to use the extra money because of the disposal cost has already been factored in on our side, and we don't charge him. So that money there is actually used to be able to help him make a better quality home, or actually put more things into the house that he doesn't have to pay for the disposal. And that's one of the big things that's unique about the city of Murfreesboro, in the fact that the city council, mayor, and the city manager years ago had come into agreement with, at that time it was Browning and Ferris Industries, now it's Republic Industries, but it's the Middle Point landfill, and if everybody knows, it's going out it goes out Lebanon Highway, but it's the largest disposal site in the state of Tennessee. But we actually have free disposal going into the landfill, and nothing's for free, as somebody would say, and we treat the leachate that comes off the landfill, but we have free disposal. So it makes it's a very different dynamic, and just to give you an idea about what that benefits the city of Murfreesboro residents it's about $5 million a year in disposal costs that we do not have to pay. One of the biggest questions is, are you ever going to start a curbside recycling program? And the closest recycling programs that we have, there's a recycling facility that Allied Waste or Republic runs. It's in Franklin, which is about 38 miles, 40 miles one way. And the next one would be up in Nashville, which is about 43 or 48 miles away. So, one way. So it's not really a practical for us to do it from a start out right now, because there's just not a local facility here to pick up and to deliver recyclables to. Now, as far as recycling is concerned, the county and the city, there's 15 convenience centers scattered throughout the Rutherford County. The city has one at 648 West Main Street, and for some people that get very frustrated on Mondays and Thursdays when it gets filled up, is because we are the only game in town. And but from a recycling standpoint, we do have recycling bins there. We have glass, plastics, aluminum, newspaper, corrugated, and you can just place your sorted office paper in with the newspaper, and they do a sort there. There's also, we do a joint venture with the county at the old city dog pound at 1140 Haley Road. There is a electronics drop-off on Tuesdays and Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and that's every Tuesday and Saturday. And then once a year, through the state and the county and the city, we host at 4765 Florence Road, generally during November, a yearly hazardous waste collection, in which a lot of people, for hazardous waste, that's propane tanks, that's fluorescent light bulbs, that's aerosol paint cans, that's insecticides, mercury switches, and things such as that, whether it be something that you've had or found in the garage is in a bottle that you don't know exactly what it is. One of the biggest other questions that we get, and when people decide to place paint in the in their garbage cans that has not completely dried, then we get a complaint because now their street is either a shade of pink or it could be sky blue. And disposal of material such as that is illegal to begin with, but it never seems to happen to where it actually gets picked up at. It's on down the street. And so what we suggest and what the state has actually done is that you dry the latex paint. What I do is, depending on how much is in the can, if it's just if it's less than a ½ inch in the bottom, I just air dry it. And at this time of the year, it's real. I mean, you got a little bit of humidity, but the warmer it gets, the quicker it dries out. But if you have a can that's if it's about half full, I just add play sand or cat litter. You can go to some of the paint stores, and they actually have a product that you can put in to dry it out. But I always use cat litter or play sand. And what I do is I just put in a paint stick in my bucket of paint, and I set it in there straight. And when I can lift it up like a popsicle, I can know that it's dry. And then I just sort of break the paint stick off. I put the paint in a garbage bag, tie it up, leave the lid off, and dispose of it that way. Latex paint is water-based. It's not a hazardous material. Oil-based paint, on the other hand, has to be disposed of in a different way. In the county at 1140 Haley Road, they do a oil-based paint collection, generally on Saturday, and it's about once a quarter, and you'd need to call the county government just to get that when they're going to actually have those oil-based, but it's oil-based paint only. The 40 employees that we have, whether they're from the convenience center all the way up to the ones that drive in the trucks on a day-to-day basis, their main goal is to, one, do it in a safe and a professional manner every day, and they do a super job. When you think about that, we put over almost 350,000 miles on vehicles last year, and only on using 30 vehicles. That tells you how many miles and how much of an exposure rate that we have. And when people get frustrated because they look at coming in and stopping in here at Old Fort Parkway and Broad Street, and they're looking at the traffic jam. Well, our guys are out there Monday through Friday and driving a 33-foot truck, having to pick up garbage and making a stop. And sometimes when people get behind them and it sort of gets frustrated because they're slow, we just say, please slow down, because they are doing something that's very important to the residents they're actually servicing that day. And we'll be over on your side of town probably on Monday or Tuesday. So, just slow down and just be very careful, because they're watching everything else, and they got all that traffic moving around them, but they're also trying to concentrate on getting that garbage too, and then maintain a safe perspective. So we just ask people to just sort of watch them when they're coming out through there.
For more information on the Solid Waste Department and the services they offer, please call 615-893-3681.